Welcome! And on today's show I get close and personal to a Seiko diver I've been dreaming about. But first, today's shot comes from none other than N.Giti. This has to be the most random Casio post ever. First of all, in the foreground we've got the Casio G-Shock GA-110CS-4A, and that thing looks like it was for Tony Stark when he's doing his cardio workouts. Anyway, in the background we've got the most randomest robot transformer thing ever. The balance, the symmetry. This shot was taken thinking, there's just two things here, let's just shoot it. And for that, it's made Casio Corner, my friend. So thanks for tagging me in. If you'd like to be on next week's Casio Corner, all you gotta do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Casio posts. Who knows? Next time, the star of the show could be you. Right, let's get on with it. And this Seiko is... Watch out! Well, would you believe it? I'm wearing a Seiko, my beloved SKX009. But wait, it's dressed in a new strap from CLOCKWORK Republic. This is a new company that have built a premium rubber strap purely for us SKX lovers. This isn't any old strap, this is beautiful, trust me. The actual strap is made from a premium FKM rubber, which is very similar to the rubbers you get in the likes of your Rolex Rubber B or Everest straps. The rubber molds to your wrist and is comfortable right off the bat. Not only that, but this strap comes with solid stainless steel end links. Yes! These end links are brushed to look exactly the same as the case on our SKX007 and 9.
And also the 5KX.
I have to say, since putting this strap on, I have not wanted to take it off, honestly. Go check their Instagram out. I'll put it in the description below, and also you'll get onto their website.
Tell them I sent you.
Last year, I was lucky enough to pick up my favourite reissue of the Arnold Schwarzenegger watch. Yes, the SNJ025 was by far my favourite release of Seiko's in 2019. A massive improvement to the first Seiko Arnie back in the 80s. I was highly impressed with the build quality, the complications and the module, and it gave me hope. Hope that the more you spend on a Seiko, the much better quality you get. Now, I'm a huge Seiko fan. I've got an SKX009, I've got a 013, I've got the Arnie reissue, and I've got a Seiko Mini Turtle Paddy. All these watches don't go above the £400 mark, so I've always been really intrigued that if you spend that little bit more on a Seiko diver, is it worth it? Now, in 2020, Seiko released a line of watches commemorating their very first diver, the 62 Mass, that came out in 1965. Now, you can see from that picture, since that first diver, the DNA of that 62 Mass has bled through the decades on every diver they've made. Well, these new line of watches pays homage to that 62 Mass in a new, modern interpretation. These dive watches were part of the Prospects range, which made me love them even more because these things must be ISO certified.
Proper dive tools.
So they not only looked good, they were built for purpose. I have to say also that I was very excited to hear that the size of these watches weren't too big. Now, I have to say a huge thank you to Ryan, Instagram account CLOCKONAWRIST, who is part of FRANCISGAYEJEWELLERS. This company has a huge array of watches and were very kind enough to send this one in to me. Please check out their website in the description below. So, the price of this watch is £1,100, and what I want to decide by the end of this show is tell you if it's worth it. Are you ready? Let's go! Well, first impressions, this is a very pretty watch. It's very well made. You can tell that those parts and components are just a little bit more well refined than the divers I own. I chose to look at the SPB143 because I thought it was the most understated, the least in your face style. Just the brushing and the chamfered edges, the polishing is really something special. And that bezel, it's not sapphire, it's not aluminium, it's a stainless steel insert. Can't wait to give give that a twist. So after that bezel, we can see the lovely big coin edge crown. No crown guards, completely telling us that this thing is vintage inspired. What I was surprised about though, the crown's not signed. Possibly a little bit lazy from Seiko. If I'm spending that much money on this watch, a signed crown isn't too much to ask. So we've got a screw down crown at 3, turn the watch over, and we've got a screw down case back. I won't take the blue sticker off after all. This is a watch that's going to be sold by FRANCISGAYEJEWELLERS, but we have that iconic Seiko wave and the Prospex logo. Now turning this watch around in the light, the 316L stainless steel just looks different. It looks duller, it looks darker. Well, that's because it's been dia coated. And what that does, it hardens the stainless steel, making it very hard to scratch, which is an upgrade you don't get from your cheaper Seikos. Quick spec check. Okay, so we got a 40.5mm case. Now it's just over 13.5mm thick, but that includes the awesome double dome sapphire glass protecting the dial. The lug to lug is only 47.5mm, and we've got a strapaholic lug width of 20mm. So those sets of numbers are perfect, aren't they? Let's talk about the bezel. So as I said, it's a stainless steel insert that has also been dia coated, meaning this thing isn't going to scratch very easily. And it's got a beautiful coin edge to it. And the edging is quite deep. Nothing like my Mini Turtle or SKX's. Definitely a nod to the 62 Mass. Talking about the bezel, something different? Hi, I'm Kurt Santana, and you're watching the World Bezeling Federation. That's right, the show dedicated to finding the best bezel on a watch. Super rerounds, the look, the gripability, the fidgetability. Our referee today is none other than Stone Cold Steve Lewis. Say hello, Steve. Let's get a bezel in. Well, this is an extremely attractive bezel. I may want to take it out to dinner. Stainless steel insert and a beautiful coin edge. Referee gives this a very nice. Onto the grip. This includes the ratcheting, the twisting. Referee gives this one, ooh, that's a very nice. Okay, on to the final round, the fidgetability. Do I want to twist this bezel or do I want to twist this bezel? And our referee gives this a not bad at all. Final score is 22. And the SPB143 goes proudly on our Hall of Fame for 2021. Bye. Just to talk about that bezel again, it feels like a refined SKX. So it's 120 clicks. Let's see if you can hear it. Definitely satisfying, definitely smooth. I prefer a little bit more click or ratchet to it, but there's no backplay whatsoever.
Which is nice.
Onto the dial, and this is what I wanted to look at the most. That beautiful sunburst grey, different in all sorts of lights, looks black in places and looks really bright in others. We got a white minute track along the outside of the dial, and that sets off the awesome trapezoids, awesome rectangular markers framed in silver around that dial. That really cool three-dimensional lume. Can't wait to see that in the dark. I absolutely love this handset. Baton-like sword hands that have got a polishing on one side and a brushing on the other. And the reflections you get are magical. And that little squared lollipop on the second hand is awesome as well. Reminds me of the Seiko Willard. So we got Seiko printed just below the 12, and above the 6 we have the Prospex logo. Sometimes gets a bit of negativity, but I love it. It's a sign of I'm a professional diver. Automatic, and then divers 200 meters. And what we do have at 3 o'clock is a date window. Now, yes, I know the date was in the original, the 62 Mass. If it's a watch for professional divers, why the heck would you want to know the date when you're swimming with the sharks?
Oh, excuse me, mate. Can you tell me today's date?
But I know why they've done it. This watch can be worn as a daily and an all-rounder, and having that date is useful. I agree. What I would say on my most favourite diver of all, the Tudor Black Bay 58, that doesn't have a date window, and the symmetry of that dial is awesome. Now, because the markers on the SPB143 are rectangular, the window box doesn't stand out and doesn't look too bad. So the bracelet is really machined well. Lovely polishing on the sides and brushing on the top. Really solid clasp, the security lock, and then the double pushers to open with a milled clasp. You get full micro adjust, which is very good. You also get a little diver's extension, which is another nod to its professionalism. I'm not a fan of the pin and collar system on the links, screw-in links. are far more easier to use and adjust. However, after you've adjusted it that one time, you're not going to need to do it again, and that pin and collar system is a more secure way of doing things. Now, what I'm not happy with is the end link. First of all, it does not sit snug into the case. Not only that, but the end links don't look like they fit right. They look slightly undersized. Now, for me, if I was to get this watch, I'd definitely 100% have it on a tropic strap within a minute of buying one. But for the price of £1,100, you are paying quite a bit of money for that bracelet too. So powering this baby is a 6R35 movement. It has 24 joules and a 70-hour power reserve, which is very handy. However, its beat per hour is only 21,600. Now that's the same inside my 7S26 in the SKX. Me personally, I'd like a smoother sweep of the second hand. Anyway, let's see how accurate this bad boy is on the time grapher. Time TARDIS.
Welcome to the Time TARDIS, everybody. Circuits on, engage! As you can see, this 6R35 movement is running at plus 5 seconds a day, has an amplitude of 277 degrees, and a beat error of only 0.2. So there you have it, everybody. A decent set of numbers from a very nice watch. That's it from me, but remember, if something can't be timed,
spoon it.
Bye!
To operate this watch is really easy. It's a screw down crown, so screw it out and we've got a very solid pop. It's a nice wind, not as resistant and smooth as say a Hamilton khaki mechanical, but feels along the same lines as my mini turtle. Pop it out once and we get the date change. Pop it out the last time and we can set the time. And we've also got hacking. Quick LUME shot and this thing glows, doesn't it? It's got the SEIKO LUME bright technology. It's very hard to be beaten, and for it being a professional diver's tool, you'd expect it to be damn good.
Well done!
On my 6.5-inch wrist, and this thing wears lovely. The 40.5mm case and the 47.5mm lug to lug means this sits really well. I'm not going to adjust the bracelet because this is a piece being sold. I love how the light plays with this dial, and it's just a beautiful looking watch. Well, I love the 62 mass, therefore I'm going to love a reissue of one. I can definitely see the step up in quality from the divers I have, definitely more refined, and that bezel action is very good. The colour of the stainless steel reminds me of like titanium, and it works so well with the grey sunburst dial and that black stainless steel insert of the bezel. Looks wise, I don't think they could have made it any better. I don't like the end links of the bracelet. I don't know why they made it slightly smaller than it should have been. There shouldn't be a rattle with an £1,100 watch. I would have liked a higher beat movement. I get a 21,600 beats per hour on my SKXs that cost me £200, but I do appreciate their extended 70-hour power reserve to the 40 of this. So, in conclusion, is it worth spending over £1,000 on? Well, you know what? Yes, I think it is. You get the case finishing. I think it's a stunning looking watch, and it's everything that the enthusiasts are looking for. It ticks a lot of boxes, and I think this reference is going to stay for a while. Seiko are listening to the fans, but do you think the price is too high? I can honestly feel and see a difference to this watch than my sub 400 ones, and feel that the price is just about justified. This has been fun. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. All that's left to say from me, the Mad Watch Collector, I'll see you in a tick, 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 a tick.
Second, every hour, every minute.